we're going to be taking apart this EPSON WorkForce WF-3520 printer to show you where all parts are located, how it's built kind of, so you kind of have an idea of how to get to a certain part if you're trying to replace it or just to maintain a printer. So don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and let's get started. So we're going to be using a Phillips head screwdriver tip, just like here, or a Phillips head screwdriver, and in some instances we're going to use a flathead screwdriver. So we're going to start with parts that are easy to remove, of course. It's the main tray right here. This one just pulls out. You're going to kind of lift it up and remove it. Then we can go to the back of the printer. This is the duplex unit right here. That also, you just squeeze these tabs right here and pull it out, just like so. One thing you may want to do if you're trying to work in here is just to wait for this carrier to unlock and then unplug the printer. Usually best to do it when you're replacing ink cartridges, for example, or send that command through and it'll go to this location. Just when you have it unlocked, it's much easier to work with. For example, if you're replacing a timing strip or just cleaning up in here. Now we're just going to continue by removing this top cover. What we need to do first is disconnect the document feeder wire, and it also has that scanner in there, scanner module, and we're going to disconnect that wire as well. We're going to go back here on the left side of the printer and remove this cover. To do that, we're going to need to remove these two screws right here and this one. After you remove the two screws, this one just pulls back and removes. You have access to some of the wires right here. And then when you open this, you will see the wires that move, so it's those that need to be disconnected. These right here. And there's also a ground wire right here. It's screwed in, so we can remove that. And then these wires, this one, and this. So there's quite a few connections here. This wire right here holds the power supply. So while we're still at it, we're going to go ahead and just remove the power supply. It just has a screw right there. You're going to disconnect it. Just remove the screw, and the power supply just slides out. There you go. That's our power supply for this WF-3520 printer. The part number, you're going to find it on the sticker, is going to be the 214-4035-01. So that dash 0102 doesn't really matter. It's just that 7-digit number that's really important. So since we have this disconnected now, we can go ahead and lower our cover. We need to remove a screw that's located right here. That one out. And then we're going to go to this side right here. You will notice that there isn't a screw on here. What's holding that side is it's kind of like a tab that you need to push. So we're going to go ahead and open the top cover. And you will see that tab in the very far corner right here. You'll see it, it's kind of like curved. So you're just going to press that to the right, and that releases this side. And this side over here, we already have it unscrewed. So as soon as we lift that side, that one just pops up because it's unscrewed from that hinge right here. So that's like a spring hinge. Just gonna push it that way in order to pull it out. One screw, like this is the scanner wire. I didn't disconnect it yet, so make sure we get that one. So it's this wire right here. You're just gonna disconnect it right there by pulling it out, and then it's kind of glued on there. So now all the wires right here are released. We can just go ahead and lift it and feed it through here. A whole bunch of wires there. Now we can just go ahead and lift this whole assembly, and we have the top of the printer off. So that one includes this ADF cover, which you can also replace by pushing right here and pulling it out of the way. This is the ADF tray, kind of the same concept. It has tabs on one end. You're going to push it and pull it out of place. This is the scanner module. To get into that, you're going to need to remove some screws right here, all around the perimeter of this unit, and that will allow you to just lift lift it apart and take the scanner module out. Okay, let's remove this hinge right here. Support unit just pulls out like this here. Okay, so there's going to be screws all around the printer that hold this top plastic right here. We're going to need, like my attachment here was too short, so I had to use a separate screwdriver, or a different, like an actual screwdriver, just to remove this screw. Others should be easy to access with just like a screw gun. Okay, got that one out. There's one right here. Another one here. So this one right here. This one, then inside this hole. And if we go back here, it's going to be right under that support hinge that we just removed. So remove that screw. I think we got them all now. So now with the help of a flathead screwdriver, we're going to go right here into an arrowed little slot here. Just going to go ahead and do that. Lift it up a little bit. And just try to lift the whole plastic up. There we go. Pull it straight up and out, just like that. There's no wires that are attached to this piece, so it's just this top plastic. There we go. And now you can see how much access we have to the inside of the printer. We have the carrier right here. This is the back tray. It is a little bit hard to remove, so you can, after you remove this big plastic, you can remove this tray. It's a back tray, kind of a paper support tray. What you can do is just get a flathead screwdriver, go on this side. There's the tab that you can have easier access to right now. After you remove the plastic piece, you can just push it back to the left, and that allows this tab to come out, and you just slide it out of there, and you have this cover removed, or the paper tray removed. Now let's remove the screen right here. To do that, we have a couple screws. Well, there's a wire first. Need to disconnect that wire. You can see it's connected on this side, right into the board. Just gonna remove that. It just plugs in when you're replacing it. Let's get that out. So now you'll find a screw right here on the very right, and another one right under this wire. It's right there. I'm gonna remove those. And now we can just go ahead and pull this up. You can see this whole assembly right here. Just disconnect this small red and black wire right here. It's also located, the connection is right there, right behind this plastic, where it was right next to where the wide wire was connected right here. Got that one out. So if you just want to replace this screen, you're going to have to unscrew these. There's 2 screws right here. Remove those, and then you can just lift it from the top like that. That should pop out right there. You have access to the connection to the actual control panel here. So if you're having some problems with your display or screen not responding, this is where you need to go. Make sure it's connected here and connected on that side too. Let's disconnect that. So this is the screen. If you were buying one online, that's probably what it would look like. We do have a video where we replace the print head and put it back in, so I'm not going to spend much time in this video on doing that. Just wanted to point out that you need to remove the cartridges, of course, then remove this back cover. It's actually not that simple, so let's just go ahead and do it. Not that hard, I mean. So let's go ahead and do that. In the video that I have particularly on the print head for this model, I'm more detailed on this, but there's a button right there, or a tab right here, and on this side that we need to remove or press. Let's do that again, and then pull this piece out, but first we need to disconnect it, of course. So yeah, I'm just skipping steps here. Disconnecting wire, pulling this piece out. You will see after you remove that piece, you will see how there's 3 screws that hold the print head. If we remove those, screws are a little bit smaller than the ones we removed everywhere else, so it's going to be, that's why I'm using this one. Then we're going to need to remove this little plastic piece right here. And now we can just remove this print head. So be very careful not to damage it. I'm just trying to, you need to kind of pull it straight up. So I'm just going to use these rusty pliers just to pull it out. There we go. And it's connected over up front. And disconnect it. And there we have it, our print head. Very nice, the way they build it. Now let's remove this paper output tray. There's a screw right here, another one there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's out. Screw right there. We actually need to remove these covers right here. They also have screws in the similar areas where we just were. It's right there's that screw, and then it just slides out kind of. So what you're going to do is just lift kind of from down here, and that'll release this piece right here. And then you're going to slide the rest out, kind of like that. So just to show you this piece right here. So this one, it needs to be lifted up. You can see, and it'll pop out of this little tab right here. There it is, out of here. And it slides out. That releases this rail that holds the paper output tray, and you can just kind of like pick it up and lift it out of there. This side you don't even have to, the right side you don't have to remove, because you can just do one side, take it out, put the new one in. Now we're going to get to our main board soon, but before I forget, I want to go down here and remove the paper pickup roller. With this one, it's going to be about same as others. For 3620, I don't think it has a plate right here, but in our case, we're just going to go ahead and remove this one. The 3520 does have this plate, so it's easy to remove that one. Just 4 screws. And one right down there. There we go, that removes. Now what we can do is just go ahead and lift this, get this out of the way, just kind of push it back, and then pick up this lever out of the way. So when you install it, you just push this back, and then put it in place. There, and it should just snap in. There we go. And then it just pulls out like this. So putting it in like that. Oops. So in here, make sure it's aligned with the gears. Push it in. Oh, don't forget this. It's a spring that controls it. And then you have, there you have it. So that's your cassette tray paper pickup roller. So now all we have is this main board that we're going to work on, and then a timing strip. So a timing strip is this encoder that lets your printer direct this carrier back and forth. Is this tiny film. If you're having vertical lines on your printouts, this is probably what's causing it, is just some dirt or ink on these lines, or is going to give you an error of like jam or something like that. So you just are going to go ahead and remove it from this little hook right here. There we go. When you put a new one in, you need to make sure you feed it in the proper sensor area. And then on this side, we're just going to go ahead and remove it from here. The spring stays with it, and then we're going to twist it in vertical position and remove it. So this is our main board. It's enclosed in this metal kind of casing right there. Okay, we can just go ahead and start removing the wires first, disconnecting it. These just pull out. This one pulls back here. There's more right on the bottom here. This is the wireless card. I'm just going to go ahead and unscrew it. That releases the wireless card. Then there's a screw right there, and one on the left also. Screw right there. One here. I'm just kind of rushing a little bit, so not removing all the screws out of the way, but they do fall. But if you're trying to replace anything, take pictures as you go and don't lose your screws. There's a screw on this side. Let's disconnect this stuff right here. This is the carrier unit and the print head wiring right here. There's a screw right here that holds the board. Then a screw in here that releases this portion right here. So we remove it. So 4 screws on this side and one coming in from here, from there. Now we have the access to the main board here, and it's still attached to this metal piece right here. There's just one. Well, there's a wire screw right here. It's a little tiny one right by the USB port. You need a different. I need a different screwdriver for that. This is our small screwdriver again. Remove that one. And another screw is like right over here. Gonna remove that. And then what we can do is just kind of push this back a little bit, and then that releases our main board. So here's our main board with the wireless card right here. So that's pretty much it with this printer. Thank you so much for watching and staying with us. I hope this was helpful for you, or maybe just entertaining. But anyway, that's how you dismantle this printer. Don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and have a great day.